Hello and welcome to this introduction to coding lesson. I hope you've got on all right with the other lessons, and great that you've got this far. So you've done all the HTML and the CSS goodness. Let's get on to JavaScript. Do you remember this slide I showed you in a previous lesson? Basically that there are, sorry about my voice by the way, it's a bit hoarse today. There we go. I hope you can listen all right. So basically there are three languages that make up a website: HTML and CSS that we discussed before, and JavaScript. Now JavaScript is a game changer completely for the web, because before it was invented, the web was just a document viewer, a way of viewing documents and sharing them, which is in itself is pretty cool. But JavaScript transforms it into a runtime environment, something that you can program with and do lots of other cool stuff that you won't be able to do with HTML and CSS. So JavaScript was a mind-blowing transformation that's made the web what it is today. No small argument in that. But it's complex. It's easy to get started with it, but there is so much to it, and I feel like myself, having worked with it for several years, day in day out, I still don't know a great deal about it. All right. But don't be afraid of that. There's always more to learn. We can still have fun with the tools that we've got. Okay, let's go. Well, we're going to add this script to our website. I'm going to show you how to do that. So that link at the bottom there, I'm going to put it in the chat. Otherwise, pause the screen and just take a screen grab of that one. It's here. And what we can do is we can go to the best way of copying this is go to the raw version of it, so that would just give us the raw code. Do edit, select all, and edit, copy. Okay, now we've got that. Move that out of the way as well. And what you can do, you can even just go to your website, open, do the inspect thing that you're used to doing by now, hopefully. Now you've got your elements here. This is the HTML and CSS. If you click on console, it will give us the JavaScript drawer. And this is quite a versatile tool. You can do 1 plus 2, things like 1 plus 2, and it will tell you 3. So it's a calculator. But what you're actually writing there is JavaScript. Ta-da! Let's have a look at this. Bar turtle equals hello. It won't return anything. It will say it's undefined. Yes. No, wait a second. So what we're doing here is we're sending this string. It's a string because it's got speech marks around it. It's a string is a type of data. Number is another type of data. Okay, and we're saying that we want to reference that in memory as turtle. So now that that's referenced in memory, if we write turtle, it will give us back hello. So we can also do console.log and brackets turtle, spell it right, plus world. Just put a space in there because it doesn't have the space otherwise. Hello world, look at that. So this console log is basically printed to the terminal. We've called our variable turtle and we've concatenated it. So we've joined it with the other string, which is world, with a space in the middle. And it's printed hello world. How cool is that? Terminal. Console, very much worth exploring that. What we're going to do now is that code that we copied earlier. Still got it in your clipboard. Edit, paste. Okay, it's going to tell us it's undefined again. Don't worry about that. Now, if you make sure the browser focuses on your website and press the spacebar. Whee! Isn't that cool? Now, if you notice, it's not just the cat that rotates, it's the whole page. It's the same principle. Basically, it's creating a style element with some of our keyframes in it. So those are our animations that we learned last lesson. And then it's appending them to the body tag. Then it's adding an event listener. An event, in JavaScript terms, is like a click or a space bar, a key press of any kind. So something that you want to do to interact with the website is called an event. And it's looking for some information on that event, because when you do an event, it gives it lots of information. Car code, so it's looking for the car code 32, which is of course our spacebar. And then we are adding this class to the body, which is of course going to make those styles active and rotate it and then after a certain amount of time, set timeout. So we're going to tell the browser to wait for, and the last bit here is 2000 milliseconds. So about 2 seconds, yeah. It's going to actually remove that class. So we don't want it to spin forever, do we? That would be just silly. So it's going to do that. All right, so it's worth playing about with this little script. Okay, and we can do that by actually, because if we refresh our page now, this doesn't work anymore. So let's actually add it to our website. And let's start simply first of all. All right, I just want you to add to the head tag here script, and we're going to do console.log. Okay, we can do everything that we did previously here. Okay, in the terminal, in the console, in the script tag. All right, I'll do the same thing. So okay, yeah, same thing. Okay, it's exactly the same otherwise. It would, yeah, so it would disappear when we reloaded. Right, okay, so that's that. So we can add JavaScript directly to our site like that. Now, where's that script that we copied? You still got it in your memory. Now we could put it here, and this is one of the little tricky things. Like, some programmers don't like JavaScript for this reason. Okay, if we do that and save it, come here, we get an error. Any ideas what's going on here? Undefined reading append child. So it's getting to this bit of the code and it's saying, I can't do that. Cannot read properties of undefined. So this is undefined. Doesn't have the body tag yet. Can you see why? When the browser gets this file, it runs through it top to bottom. Goes, oh yes, okay, oh, we've got some styles here. Ah, body tag, where's that? Oh, we haven't got it yet. It's all the way down here. So this is actually invalid. You see how the browser is very logical. It goes back to that thing we were learning before about it's very sequential, like it goes through things top to bottom and gives us errors if there's something wrong. So what we need to do to get this to work is highlight this whole block, cut it out, and put it at the bottom of our page, just inside the body tag. Paste in there. Now, because the body is above this script, there it is. It'll know what to do when it encounters this bit. Right, let's reload. No errors. Yippee. Let's give it a shot. Way. There he goes. All right, so do you see how that's a little tricky thing that it can be a bit of an annoying thing, right? But it just, there are other ways of mitigating this problem. But that's why you'll see a lot of websites have scripts at the bottom of their website, not in the head. All right. There are other ways of combating this problem. Now we can mess around with this script a little bit. All right. So what if we make this first set timeout 9,000 seconds? All right. And then press the spacebar. Well, it's okay. Still going to remove it. Okay, because this is only one. I'm actually count one. So let's bump that up a bit. 9. And then 5 seconds. Right, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. After 5 seconds, it removed that class and it stopped spinning, even though it would have gone on for much longer. Okay, right. Okay, there's our JavaScript code. Now, there is a lot you can do with JavaScript. It is just almost like an infinite thing to learn. And in fact, the whole websites now are built with JavaScript, and JavaScript compiles the HTML and compiles the CSS and does everything basically. So it's very clever and very versatile language to learn. So even though it might be confusing and might take a while to get used to it, I'd really advise you get stuck in and give it your best shot, because JavaScript is eating the world. And people say it's it's definitely overtaking so many other languages, and it's very, very useful for, as I said, making the web do what it does today. I hope you benefited from this lesson. Have a play with JavaScript. Do check it out. In the next lesson, we're going to learn more about the terminal. Let's find out what that is in the next one.